Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before but have not subscribed yet, please do so, along with hitting that thumbs up button for me and dropping your comments. Love the comments. Want to hear your feelings about what we've just seen. The preseason has ended for the Knicks tonight. They lost to the Washington Wizards, and they fell to 1-3. Now, preseason doesn't mean anything, but it can't not mean anything at all. So I'm going to run it down. I'm going to go through some topics, get some things off the top of my head I'd like to share with you guys, and prepare you for the upcoming season. I mean, this is not going to be the preview video that I'm going to do. I'm going to go through the entire schedule and make my predictions. I've been working on it already. And I was definitely looking towards the preseason, individual performances to see, what is an indicator of what might be coming in the upcoming season. Some of the things, it's hard to tell, because preseason, how seriously are the players taking it? They might take a certain play very seriously, but then, the next 2 or 3 plays, they're not closing out as hard as they probably would in the regular season. So it is a little difficult to put any kind of emphasis on any of this. However, I didn't do a recap of the previous night's game against the Celtics, where the Knicks basically, they sat all their starters except for Grimes. And Grimes had a fantastic game. The previous night. He hit 7 of 12 from the three-point line. Incredible shooting. Tonight, he got 3 shot attempts in the first 3 quarters. That is very concerning. Don't really understand why the starters allowed that to happen, why Thibs didn't put more emphasis on that, because we know what Brunson can do. We know what Randall can do. And to a great degree, we know what RJ can do. But the biggest question mark in that starting unit, and we know what Mitch Robinson can do. The big question mark is Quentin Grimes. He is playing the role that Donovan Mitchell would be playing on this team if the Knicks had made that trade a year ago. So that's a very important role. Now, I'm not saying they should have made the trade. I'm saying the importance of the role. And if you as a team are not using the opportunity of preseason to showcase your youngest starter and get him to feel comfortable, get him to understand what his new role can be, that is a wasted opportunity. The starters missed out on a golden opportunity to parlay Grimes' performance from the previous night against the Celtics into this game tonight. Only 3 attempts. That, to me, is troubling because it's almost like they ignore him. But maybe he also has to be a little more vocal. Sometimes it is dependent on the player himself. He needs to maybe, make an effort to let his teammates know he's ready. Look for me. I mean, 7 of 12 from the three-point line. That is what I imagine he can have nights like that in regular season. We've seen him have nights like that in the regular season. In fact, I think his very first game he ever played as a rookie, I think the very first game he started, I think he made 7 3-pointers as a rookie and broke that record. So he has this ability in him. We just need to figure out how to unlock him on a consistent basis because he is one of the keys. All the young guys are key. Every player on this roster, I mean, just be frank here. Every player on this roster is key, especially the ones that are in the rotation. They are key to repeating and building upon last season's success. Anybody has a step back, even a half step back, a slight regression, it's going to be challenging for the team to repeat what they did last season. So I'm expecting every single of the young core of the Knicks to build upon their entire body of work and have the best seasons that they have ever had in the NBA. And by those young guys, I'm talking about RJ. I'm talking about Mitch. I'm talking about IQ. Obviously, Grimes, key, instrumental. Isaiah Hartenstein. I consider him a young player. And Brunson and Randall are technically young as well. Brunson definitely, as he's 26, I believe. So Randall, I believe, is 28, 29. So he's getting a little bit up there, but, 2-time All-NBA. fantastic stats. He looked better this tonight. He definitely looked better tonight. Let's get into some of the stats. Let's break this down. Here we go. So we lost 131 to 106. Just gonna rattle off a couple of things off the top of my head. For one, the reason I'm wearing this shirt, the Obi Toppin shirt, is because my primary concern all along since we traded Obi and did not really replace him with a true backup four has been size. Knicks are definitely going to have an issue, especially with that second unit, with size. When they go up against another team that's long all the way around, maybe the one spot isn't as tall as some of the teams, but if you have a 6'7" guy at the 2 and onward, and he's your shortest other guy on the court, Knicks, especially that second unit, is going to struggle. The easy buckets that Obi got you, the length that Obi gave you, the disruption that he gave you from basically helping out on defense. He wasn't a good defender, but he was decent at jumping passing lanes, at creating a bit of noise and disruption to the opponents, and then the easy buckets he got. That is going to be missed, and I can see it already. That is my biggest takeaway of the preseason is the role of Obi Toppin has not been replaced or improved upon in this on this team. So I'm a little concerned. About that. But again, preseason. The other major concern is the severe lack of ball movement. Now I'm really more talking about the entire preseason, not necessarily just this game, but this game really highlighted it tremendously. You saw the ball movement of the Wizards, which got them a lot of open looks, and they were scorching it from the outside because they were getting a lot of easy open looks. Knicks don't seem to get that because there's a lot of dribbling, a lot of pick and roll, and we don't have great passers. We're not a team. I believe it's hard to gauge it, but I would just say overall, just from the eye test, I would say we're probably in the bottom third of the entire NBA in terms of passing ability, creativity, or lack of creativity in passing, lack of ability to create, great looks for teammates. Now, again, preseason, so it could be rustiness. Dante DiVincenzo looked rusty to me the whole preseason. He really wasn't finishing well, except for that last bucket that he did make. That last finish he made wasn't encouraging, but in general, he has not been finishing well. So these are the things I'm concerned about. These are some of the things I'm concerned about. And to that point, Knicks, Leon, you must sign Emmanuel quickly. There is just no doubt that this team desperately needs Emmanuel quickly on this roster. If you're going to trade him for a big star or something, fine. But barring that, there is no reason to lose out on him. Get this man signed. I believe October 23rd is the deadline. Let's make that happen. This team desperately needs that. Overall, the team just looked, like I said, disinterested in this game. Overall, the whole game. Maybe they were there was a couple of minutes there, here and there where they were locked in, but in general, they looked disinterested. And could be, they're tired of just the preseason, or it could be that they have been reading or listening too much and getting it into their heads about other people's predictions about this team. The feelings that people have about the performance that this team could give this year, how far this team could go this year. Maybe, they got caught up in that hype a little too much, and they kind of took this team, the Washington Wizards, who, a lot of people are predicting to be probably one of the worst teams in the East. I don't think they're going to be. I think they're going to surprise a few people. They have talent on this roster. They have talent, and they have some young talent who are going to improve, and they have some older talent who could have tremendous career years. So they're going to be an interesting team to battle. The other thing is, preseason, right? So the Knicks finished 1-3. Is that a concern? Technically it's not. However, Thibodeau teams, since he came to the Knicks, have finished 3-1 every single preseason. 3-1. Now, that's two of those seasons, Thibs took the team to the playoffs. Last season, got to the second round. The in-between season, which was still a 3-1, the 2021-22 season, Knicks missed the playoffs. So it doesn't necessarily indicate much. However, it doesn't feel right. It just feels wrong for the Knicks to lose games like this to teams like this. But again, it's the preseason. Don't want to get too caught up into that. Yes. Let's move on to we'll just do a quick summary of these stats because again, preseason. Julius Randle, 29 minutes, 8 of 15. His three-point shot looked nice. 4 of 6, 10 rebounds, 0 assists. And I think partly, I think that is a decision on his part to get himself rolling. Now, he did try to pass the ball here and there, and the guys just didn't make it. He ended up with 20 points. Mitch was fabulous once again. 12 points, 11 rebounds, 6 of 9. You know, I'm really loving what I'm seeing from Mitch this preseason. I think he could be ready. He could be ready to make that extra little half level up maybe. Brunson, we lost this game basically because Brunson, just wasn't his usual self. And so I'm not concerned about him. 25 minutes, 3 of 12, 1 of 5 from the three-point line. Did pick up 6 boards, 5 assists, finished with 12 points. But 12 attempts to get 12 points. Not excited about that, but I'm not worried about him at all. So, again, so that's why you got to take these things for what they are. Now, RJ, he ended up playing 34 minutes. I believe that's the most he's played all preseason. Finished 8 of 19. Finally got the three-point shot going. The corner three really helped him, and then he sunk a three from the left above the break, which was nice to finish 3 of 8, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, finished with 19 points. He's, again, frustrating. Off to a cold start in this game. Most of that stuff he did once he got rolling, but the team was already playing from behind. But look at Quentin Grimes. 3 shot attempts in the first 3 quarters. Believe that one make was in the fourth quarter when he got a look at it, but only played 17 minutes. Now, he played the night before, so Thibs didn't want to overdo it with him. I get that, but come on. 4 shot attempts for a guy that made 7 of 12 from the three-point line the night before? That just shows, a bit of lack of awareness. I don't mean, just treat this like a regular season game and just, keep going to the hot hand. No, but you could have spent, maybe 10 possessions in a row where you try to feature Grimes and encourage the other 3 to look for Grimes during those 10 possessions to see if he can roll over what he did the night before into tonight, because that consistency is the key in the NBA. If you can, any player on any roster in the NBA can give you 25 points when he's hot, and if you keep giving him the ball, it's going to happen. But the thing is, they don't do it every night. It's the guys that do it every night that become special, and it's the guys that do it often enough that become very good. RJ is in the, right now, he's in the often enough, averaging 19 and 20 points a game for the past couple of seasons. He's in the often enough. But, I really need Grimes to get looks. I'm sure you guys agree on that. Definitely want to hear your feelings about that. Isaiah Hartenstein played 18 minutes, 4 of 8. He got used and abused a little bit by the bigs of the Wizards. Sims only saw 7 minutes. He played the night before. Again, no bona fide backup power forward for this roster. It's going to hurt. Deuce McBride, 23 minutes, 2 of 7, 1 of 4 from the three-point line overall, 5 points, 5 assists. He played some excellent defense, a lot of active hands, which I love when he's out there, especially with DiVincenzo and Hart. That perimeter unit is it's maddening. Must be maddening for an opponent. So I really like seeing that. Josh Hart, first game, he got some significant play time, 19 minutes, 2 of 3, both of his three-pointers he hit. It looked nice. His three-point shot looked nice, which is really important because when he came to the Knicks during the trade last season, he was scorching from the three-point line. And that's one of the reasons why the Knicks went on such a tremendous run. And then in the postseason, he got a little bit gun-shy. Don't want you gun-shy, Josh Hart. Keep that killer instinct, but make good choices. I like what you did tonight, and I liked obviously what you did for the Knicks when you came to the Knicks, when you first arrived here. Let's see more of that. Let's see a lot more of that. DiVincenzo, 24 minutes, 3 of 7 overall. Like he said, like he missed some, I don't know, his touch at the rim, his actual finishes. Hopefully, as he gets more burn, shakes off the rust, those things will start dropping for him. All right, let's move on to the next one. The Wizards were just outlandish, especially Jordan Poole. 10 of 19 overall, 6 of 12, 41 points in 27 minutes. That is insane. And most of the time, when Grimes was on the court, it was he who was guarding Poole, and Poole was scorching him. Poole was scorching anyone he was playing. So that is concerning right there. Muscala, a big 6'10", shooting from the three-point line, hit 5 of 7. That might become a trend with these Knicks defensively, where tall guys who can shoot the three going to keep hurting us. We saw it with Porzingis. We might see it all season long unless Thibs figures out a way to neutralize that. So let's hope that he figures that out, because we're not going far. We're not going far as a team unless we are able to stop bigs from shooting at a high percentage from the three-point line. It's just mathematically impossible to win if you allow guys that are 6'10" and more to shoot, whatever it is, 40+% from a three-point line. We will lose. So we have to figure that out. Here are the team stats. Not really anything important except the free throws. Why are we so poor from the free throw line right now? The Wizards connected on 21 of 23. We connected on only 12 of 21. 57% we shot from the free throw line. That is appalling. Cannot have that. Cannot have that at all. Look, at one time we even had an 8-point lead. Largest lead the Wizards has was 26 points. Pretty much kind of not really. I mean, this game was just ridiculous. Ridiculous. So, am I worried? Not really. And historically, Tom Thibodeau teams, at least the Knicks Tom Thibodeau teams, historically in the first third of the season, they get off to a slowish start. And then during the middle part of the season, they start figuring a few things out and they close strong. I'm expecting that pretty much the same this season. However, you would think with the continuity that this team has brought forth from the previous season into this season, that we wouldn't see such a slow start this year. So let's hope we don't, because it's better to get off to a good start and then just keep rolling from there, especially if we want this team to finish in the upper echelon again. So maybe we get the 4th seed. It'd be nice. Home court advantage. To do that, this team has to get off to a good start, because the East is stacked. A lot of parity. Look at Washington tonight. They're considered to be one of the worst teams in the East. They look good. They have live bodies. They have young bodies. They got guys that can shoot, guys that can battle. Denny Avdia can play defense. Can't overlook the Wizards. Can't overlook any team any night in the NBA. So that's one of the things that this team has to get off to a good start. But it's going to be tough because the early schedule is tough. I believe the first 5 games are against, really tough opponents. So if, just throwing out a number, if the Knicks can get off to a 3-2 beginning in those first 5 games, I'll be happy. If they get off to a 1-4, alarms might start going off. But, I'd much rather a 4-1. So let's see. All right, well, stay tuned, because there's going to be an onslaught of videos coming towards you guys. I'm going to have some guests, and I'm going to break down the key aspects to how this team could repeat and build upon last season's success. And I'm going to do my projections. So stay tuned for all of that. I cannot wait for the regular season to begin. And thank you so much for joining me here. Again, my name is George. Please follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, and follow obviously on YouTube, and turn on notification bell and drop your comments. Hit the thumbs up button. There's the Twitter handle there, or X, whatever. I still call it Twitter. Fuck this X thing. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.